Hey guys, so now we're going to go ahead and code our obstacle, which for me is my tree. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the yellow events tab, and I'm going to use when green flag is clicked. I want to make sure that we start off by hiding our sprite. Next, I want to go ahead and set a couple of things up. So the first thing I want to set is when I receive game over, I want to make sure that I stop the code for this. So we're going to go ahead and go into control. I'm going to add a stop all, and I'm going to click on all and click on other scripts and sprite. After that, I'm going to go ahead and go into the yellow events tab, and I'm going to add when I receive play. I want to go ahead and delete the clones. Now we're going to have multiple stuff happening, and we do have a replay button that will broadcast delete this clone, that will broadcast a play button twice. So to make sure that it deletes everything, we're just going to go ahead and duplicate this and add it again. So now that we have that, we want to go ahead and set up what we want it to do when we receive play and we're able to actually activate it. So I'm going to add another when I receive play. I'm going to go ahead and go into looks. I'm going to start by hiding it. Then I'm going to go into control and wait 1 second. Underneath that, I'm going to add a forever. Inside of the forever, I'm going to go into looks and add another hide. And then underneath that, we're going to go inside the blue motions tab and add a go to X and Y. For the X, I'm going to go ahead and add a multiplication symbol. And then on the left hand side over here, I'm just going to go ahead and add a pick random. So for this pick random, what I want to go ahead and do is I'm going to change this to -22, and I'm going to change this to -11. And just to make sure it gives us a couple of different numbers, I'm going to multiply this by 10. The Y we're going to change to -209. After that, once it actually picks its spot, we're going to go into looks and we're going to add a show. Underneath the show, we're going to go into control and we're going to repeat 35 times its movement. So we're going to go ahead and go into the blue motions tab and we're going to add a change Y by 10. Next, we're going to go into looks and we're going to add a hide. And then underneath that hide, we're going to go into control and add 2 create clones of myself in order to clone different sets of it. So now that we have this, we're going to add the last block of code. So when I start as a clone, I want to go ahead and go into looks and I want to go ahead and hide this. Once I hide it, I'm going to start recreating similar code to what I already have. So I'm going to go ahead and add a forever underneath. Underneath the forever, I'm going to go ahead and add a wait. And we're going to change this to 0.4 seconds. I'll go ahead and stop this. Underneath the wait, we're going to go into looks and we're going to add a hide. Next, we're going to go ahead and go inside the go to X and the blue motions tab to get a go to X and Y block. So again, similar thing, we're going to go into operators. We're going to add a multiplication symbol to the X, and then on the left hand side, we're going to add a pick random. The 1, we're going to leave it as it is, but the 10, we're going to change to 11, and we're going to multiply this by 10. Our Y is going to be -209. And then underneath that, we're going to go ahead and show it. After the show, we're going to go ahead and make sure that it moves. So we're going to repeat 35, and we're going to go back inside the blue motions tab and add a change Y by 10. And then we're going to go ahead, go into looks. We're going to hide it. And then finally, inside of control, we're going to delete this clone. So with this, we're pretty much set up. The last thing that you do want to do, however, is making sure that it's the correct size that you want it to be. So underneath this hide, I'm going to go ahead and go into looks. I'm going to add a set size to 100. I'm going to go ahead and change it to 50 for right now. You can go ahead and click on our green flag and play our game to test it out. So you can see the tree and its size as well. So this is a good size. I can make it smaller too. So the smaller it is, the easier it is for the players to be able to maneuver around it. The bigger it is, the more difficult it is to do that. So once you find your favorite size to do this, the next step is going to be to create a couple different versions of these.